computers need to be able to talk to each other, and just as in real languages like English and French and German, we can't talk in English to someone who's French and only speaks French. In the same way, computers have protocols, which is the rules or the formats in which computers communicate. So that's what a protocol is. It's just the rules of the formats in which the computers communicate between one another. And so we've got a large number of different protocols which you may have encountered, and we'll just very briefly say what these protocols deal with. So we're not going to look in too much detail. So the first protocol, which we've sort of already looked at, is called TCP/IP. And the TCP part means Transmission Control Protocol. And IP is Internet Protocol. And so what this protocol is really, it's quite a low-level thing. It's all about splitting up data into packets, and then on the Internet Protocol, attaching to each of the packets the sender IP address and the destination IP address, so that the two computers can talk to each other and communicate those packets of data efficiently. We won't go too much further into this because I've done that at a different point. The next one, which you may well have seen, is HTTP. So all the websites that you visit, you don't really have to type it in now, the browser does it for you. But even if you're not typing it in, you may have still seen this thing, HTTP. And what that stands for is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So protocol being the way in which the two computers communicate, or the two browsers will communicate. The browser and the server will communicate to each other. Transfer, because you're transferring information. And hypertext, so we have hyperlinks. A web page is a page of hypertext. And so it's the way, the protocol in which we deliver web pages. And we extend this on with, more recently, because it's in secure HTTP, we have HTTPS. And so here we have HTTPS, which is almost identical, stands for Hypertext, so same as before, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, secure. And what it uses is encryption, so that both your web browser and your computer are encrypting those packets of data before they get to the server, and the server encrypts its data before it gets back to you. And you'll also see things like padlocks now, and you can drag down and you can, with a drop-down menu, see who it is that's registered the certificate for that secure address. So just because it's secure, HTTPS just means that it's encrypted between you and the destination you're sending to. Obviously, it's possible that you don't want to send the data to that particular person. So certificates, known as SSL certificates, mean that you can actually see who is registered with that certificate, and am I sending to the person I think I'm sending to. So HTTPS is used for secure transmission. It's another protocol which isn't used as much as it used to be, called FTP. And that stands for File Transfer Protocol. And that's that one there. And what File Transfer Protocol does, you can do it through a web browser, or you can do it using an FTP client. And what it will do is it will ask you for a username and a password. You enter those in, and then through that piece of software, you can then access the files on a server, and you can upload files, download files, delete files, all through FTP. This has been somewhat replaced. If you're using social networking, something like Facebook, you now do things like delete files, upload files, and you can do that all through the web browser and HTTP. So people use FTP less now, but it's still used, and that's what it means, File Transfer Protocol. And it's set up to efficiently deliver files. There's an older protocol called POP, or the newer version POP3, so that's the third version, and that stands for Post Office Protocol. And the way that Post Office Protocol works, your computer sits here and there is a server here, and then there's other computers that will send you emails. So when they send you an email to your email address, they send it to a central server, and that is the mail server. And then you use Post Office Protocol to get your emails. So you request from the server, please send me all of my emails, and the server then sends you all of your emails, and they're deleted off the server at that point. So it's exactly like you have your mail. So someone sends you the mail, it goes to your local sorting office, and then all of the mail gets delivered at once, and there's only one copy. If your house goes down in a fire, you lose all your mail. And just with that, if your computer goes down, you lose all of your mail. So a newer system was made called IMAP, and this is another protocol for delivering mail messages, email messages, and this one stands for Interactive Mail Access Protocol. And what this does this time, so we've got all our different computers, we've got our server, and we have your computer over here. So all these computers send you email, and that gets stored on a central server. And now, let's say you've got your home computer, you might have your mobile phone, you might have a tablet computer. Each one of these can use IMAP, and it goes and it collects your email, and your email's delivered to you, but it still stays on the server. So if another computer, like your mobile phone, says, can I have the email please, then it delivers all of the email to that phone and keeps a copy. And what's clever about this one is if one of these computers deletes a message, so you delete a message on your tablet, then the messages which appear on your mobile phone and on your desktop computer, those messages will be deleted as well, or that particular message will be deleted. So it kind of synchronizes all your messages between the server and the different devices. Now, if the server were to go down, you would still have copies on the different devices. If any of your computers went down and died, you would still have the copies on the other devices and the server. So IMAP's a much, much nicer method of delivering email. What we have to remember is that today, if you're using accounts like hotmail.com or you're using Gmail, those types of accounts are not using IMAP or POP to deliver the messages. They're using normal standard web pages, and again they'll be using HTTP or HTTPS. And the final one which we'll look at is another email protocol, and this one is called SMTP. And SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. And what Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP, is doing is it's just about sending email. So if you set up your email client within your web browser or a separate email client, you'll give it one address for SMTP, which is for sending the mail out, and you'll give it an address either for POP3 or for IMAP, which is all about getting the email back to your computer, collecting your email. So SMTP is the way in which we deliver mail. And even if you use Hotmail or Gmail or any of the other ones which are web emails, when they have to send those emails out to real people, or they have to send them out to other clients with email online, they will be using SMTP to send those messages. And so there's a handful of the more popular protocols which you may have encountered, or recently you might have been using.